Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this mountain weather update. It's all about Pikes Peak first here. The crews finally cleared the road to the summit of Pikes Peak. You know, we had that super soaker storm system, 510 to 512, that dropped 3 to 4 feet of snow on Pikes, and that's a lot of snow for this time of the year. Typically, it's a windy peak, blows all the snow off of the peak. We don't see a ton of snow, but this is a lot of snow for this time of the year. So I've got some photos here. This is on my blog, christomer.com. These are all from Luke Doyle, who is a senior equipment operator on Pikes Peak. So let's just take a look at some of these. You can see him standing next to some of these drifts. And again, they had cleared the lower part of the mountain past Glen Cove. Now they finally reached the summit, and you can see what they're dealing with here. I think that's Luke, and you can see how deep the snow is with the plow and the snow and all the snow equipment and the snow blower as it's creating that path. You can see it right there, how deep the snow is. A little bit of sun trying to break through. Oh, that's amazing to see that on top of the peak. Sun coming up right there. Look at the machine, the snow blower, rolling across the summit. There's the new summit building at the top, trying to clear away a path. You can see how deep it is on some of these curves with those deep drifts. And just another example of how deep it is up there. But amazing. Check those out. Thanks to Luke for sending those in. Now I want to get into the forecast aspect. Let me just shift over here to show you live radar. This is Utah, southern Idaho, some storms up around the Tetons. There's Jackson. Let me just draw this. So there's Jackson and the Tetons right there. All these storms are coming up from the southwest and moving towards the northeast. In Utah itself, seeing some thunderstorms develop, quite a few actually. Let me zoom in. You can see the storms across the Salt Lake Valley. There's the Great Salt Lake right there. The Wasatch is over, obviously, on this side of town, over on the west side or on the east side of town there. Let me see if I can get my drawing tool out. Yeah, so all of this, you've got, there's your Wasatch Range. There's Park City. But everything's developing off towards the southwest side of town and moving up to the northeast. But this is the kind of pattern we're going to see dominate all the way through the end of May and most of the summer, to be perfectly honest, especially June, July, and August. July and August are monsoon season. We're going to have new moisture flood the atmosphere over the west, and that becomes fuel for afternoon thunderstorms, makes them more likely. And we're actually dealing with some of that fuel right now. Let me just show you what that looks like. So this is part of the moisture feed, and we'll get to the smoke here in a second, but the moisture feed is rich right now. These are precipitable water values, deviations above the normal. Anytime you see the green and the blue, it represents 100 to 200% of normal, and that's feeding that feed. There's one feed coming out of the Gulf, going up through New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, another feed coming off the Pacific, running through parts of northern Utah, helping to fuel those storms this afternoon. The feed also rich into Montana, parts of Idaho and Wyoming, and this is a forecast for Wednesday afternoon. There's a surge coming on Wednesday of moisture, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So afternoon storms are very likely all those days. And in fact, let me just show you what it looks like on the forecast radar. I added more pause points in. So here's Wednesday morning at 6. Notice how everything flares up in the afternoon. Look at all the green over the Intermountain West. Same thing on Thursday. And then it flares in the afternoon. And then a similar thing on Friday. It's always a little drier in the morning, and then the storms develop with the heating of the day in the afternoon. Again, all that extra moisture's in the atmosphere, helping to fuel that, and the same thing happens on Saturday. Here's Sunday morning, and then in the afternoon, showers and storms pop up. So you get the idea. It's just a train, a moisture train coming in. All right, let me go into the forecast for smoke here in Colorado. So here it is. I've got it on, and that's the forecast. You can see the smoke. The bottom line is that we're going to see improvement on the 24th, 25th, 26th. So it's bad today in parts of Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, and then it starts to improve on the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th, because the smoke tends to move away. It's moving away. Moving to the east at that point. And, we actually had a little bit of rain up in Canada. We take you over to Twitter. Kyle Britton is showing us that we did actually have some rain in the last 24 hours on these fires, on at least some of the fires, which is very good news because that's where all of this smoke is coming from. it's coming from British Columbia and parts of Alberta. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this mountain weather update. Always appreciate you tuning in here, and take care.